This is the Squared Circle right here on the voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC. I'm Justin Greenberg. I'm here with Joe Ritter, Dominic Arbolino, and we got a special guest. Jake,
guest, what's your name?
The Snake. What's your last name?
Damisa.
Want to turn this mic up or turn this music down? All right.
Come on, man.
We got a lot
It's not my
to talk
fault.
about.
This place is a bombshell.
We got a lot to talk
Colton
about.
can't run the board anymore. Or
Clinton.
Clinton.
Get it right.
Sorry.
All right, let's talk a little bit about last week's Raw, and then we got a bunch of other topics to talk about. Obviously, SmackDown. We got some anniversaries. We got an old school show we're going to touch upon, some injuries and returns, and a bunch of other programming on the WWE Network. So let's start last week, Raw recap. You guys watched it. I caught the end of it. Let's hear it. What was the highlights?
This was an awful Raw.
Was it
I don't
bad?
know if anybody... I mean, I was actually watching it with Jake, and throughout the whole night, I mean, it was just like there was nothing like that really like stole the show to me. I
Not
feel
at
like,
all, no.
like even when you have Roman Reigns versus Kevin Owens, I mean, you had the disqualification, and it led to Reigns and Rollins versus Mahal and Owens, and then like it's like all right, like those were good matches, but it's like it was just like nothing special. You kind of see all that type of stuff throughout every week.
Yeah, it's the same thing. You know, I feel like we've seen Reigns versus Owens, and they always put on good matches against one another, but they're always doing it, and it kind of takes it away, and that's the problem if you have live television every week. You know, back in the day, there wasn't Monday Night Raw, and now the fact that the brand is split, the roster's so, you know, thin at this moment, at least, you know, I think Raw is. It's unfortunate, but, you know, so this match kind of ended in disqualification, as you were saying. Jinder interfered, then we had a typical tag team match between these two teams.
Yeah, they're setting up the whole Jinder and Reigns feud, which I don't even understand why they're doing it. Obviously, their goal here is to get Reigns over with the crowd. They figured Jinder's the heel to do it, but it's not
Sadly,
going to change
Jinder
anything.
is going to be cheered here.
Yes.
Jinder is going to be
Exactly.
the guy here.
It's not going to change anything.
It's going to be in Chicago, which is, you know, ruthless. It's up there with Philadelphia as
Canada's pretty bad,
as
too.
being just pure hatred, and they're going to cheer the Indian, you know, aristocrat over the, you know, the underdog, the
Meow.
aristocrat. Everybody wants to be a cat. So to me, you know, this should be the end of the line of Roman Reigns' forced, you know, babyface push. It's obviously not going to be, but I there's no excuse because he's going to get booed. And it looks like Reigns and Rollins defeated Owens and Mahal. Obviously, that was going to happen. This is kind of a mini Shield reunion. I'm just still waiting for Dean Ambrose to come back because it's been a while since he's been out.
Well, the rumor now is that SummerSlam will probably be Ambrose and Rollins for the Intercontinental title. So figure Ambrose comes back, what, in the next month or two?
Yeah.
Because you got to start building that up sometime. Figure Ambrose doesn't come back as a heel, he'll start with Rollins again, and then the heel turn will happen.
See, I'm not a really big fan of Dean Ambrose. I think, you know,
I'm not either, no.
I'm wacky Dean Ambrose. I'm going to throw the worst punches in the business. But I think as a heel, which he hasn't been since his Shield days, I think that will, you know, do something different. I think it will rejuvenate his career, maybe bring that edge back. Because I remember this guy when he was Johnny Moxley in the Independence, and even on the WWE roster for FCW, and he was awesome. I thought he was definitely the standout member of the Shield, and it's a shame that, you know, these other two have really gone above him. It's not even close. So I'm happy to see him come back eventually, and we'll see what they do with him. I actually did watch this Raw now that I'm thinking about it, because this next segment, Sami Zayn invited the Lashley sisters to Raw, and this was funny.
Oh, what?
Really?
Are you serious?
Well, before you even get to that, you got to talk about the end of the tag team match where Jinder Mahal wound up attacking Reigns and Rollins with the steel chair, and that's going to set up Jinder versus Rollins for the IC title tonight.
Who cares?
So, well,
I mean, he's not going to win.
That's still big.
He's not going to win.
You still have to throw it in there, though. I mean, in terms of what's going to be coming on for tonight's Raw. But
wait, so what's tonight? It's Rollins versus Jinder?
Versus Jinder for the belt.
because Jinder attacked Reigns and Rollins at the end of it.
Yeah.
So obviously that leads to that. It was confirmed by Kurt Angle at the end of the night or whatever the case was. You know, you get that whole social media update or all that stuff. But all right, so I guess moving on to the Sami Zayn thing. Yeah, this was pathetic.
Okay.
You really think this is funny?
I think it was so bad that it was cringeworthy enjoyable. And Sami Zayn did the best he could with this. Sami Zayn is, you know, to me, him and Owens are the MVPs of this roster, and Rollins. But Sami Zayn, he was a babyface for quite some time, and I think he's killing it as a heel.
He is. It's different. I've loving his promos and everything, but at the same time, this whole thing like with Bobby Lashley is trash.
No, this is why I love it, because it's exposing this guy. Because each week they try and push him harder and harder. Like, I love my sisters. Yeah. And you just see right through it. Everyone can see right through this type of stuff. People think wrestling fans are dumb. Yeah, a majority of them are, but a lot of them, they see through the forced push of a Roman Reigns or a Lashley being this. And the thing is, Lashley's what? 280 pounds, jacked up on steroids, most likely.
Probably.
And he's the underdog, like, in the story.
I know, and the best part is, he's like, really, Sammy? This is really nice that you did this all for me. My sisters are here.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing?
Well, it's clear whoever is writing for Lashley right now never watched him in Impact, because he's a completely different guy.
How was he in Impact? Because I only saw him before he left for Impact with the WWE, and I thought he was, athletic enough, but never could cut a promo.
Why is he not a heel? That's what I want to know.
Well, he should be a heel. Yeah, he's the perfect heel in Impact. I was about to say he had a great feud. Yeah, he had a great feud with Eddie Edwards for the belt. He was the top heel there. I mean,
but that goes for a lot of guys in this roster right now. Why are they face or why are they heel?
They need to switch that up.
Here we go.
There's a problem but there's a problem with that when you look at Bobby Roode. Like, what is he doing?
Oh, all right.
It's awful. Good. Some of these guys need to switch. And honestly, looking a little down this card, you look at a guy like Baron Corbin, who just is not working as a bad guy. Why don't you try changing him then?
There's a lot of people. Can't be a face, Baron Corbin. That would not work.
Yeah, and guess what? What's his name? Who are we talking about again?
Bobby Lashley?
Yes, and Bobby Roode, because I got my Bobbies mixed up there for a second. They can't be faces, so people need to start changing things.
Roode can. Corbin, he's so unlikable. He's kind of like an Alberto Del Rio, and they turned him babyface. It didn't work. But it hasn't been done yet. And Corbin stinks as a heel. So why not at least, I wouldn't mind seeing something
Corbin
different.
Turn into some kind of anti-authority figure.
Yeah.
He doesn't have to be a baby face, but he can attack
But what's the harm of changing him? What, he still sucks? All right, he's just the same as before. Yeah. So what?
How do you guys think this Sami Zayn segment lived up to the Alexa Bliss, This Is Your Life with Bayley?
Oh, that was much worse.
Yeah, that was awful. That was legendary awfulness.
I think they're both kind of equal, to be honest.
No,
really
I think
bad.
this was worse.
All really bad.
I really think
this was
worse.
not worse than
that.
They
were all really bad.
Oh, no way.
But the other thing was so much longer.
But this was just cringeworthy.
This was like a 5-minute segment, and at least Sammy was good in it. The other thing, I just remember thinking, how is this happening right now?
I'm going to be honest. I went into this Raw. I think I tweeted this also. I actually thought that, maybe his sisters were actually going to be there. It was like a type of thing like that. But little did I know. I assumed too much.
Does he actually have sisters?
How about that? I would assume so. Now, are they both confirmed for the Money in the Bank ladder match or no? Neither of them are.
It's really disappointing, too, because if that, I would hope, it's not going to be on that card, because I feel like...
I would think it would be.
Maybe it's a pre-show match.
No, I don't think it would be a pre-show match just because, they just got Lashley. I don't see him being pre-show. But again, Chicago, you're going to have Sami Zayn, a guy who's, fought there for years before he was even signed with the WWE. You're going to have him go up against Lashley and not expect Lashley to get booed out of the arena?
Yeah, because we all know Lashley's going to win.
Yeah.
It should be Sammy. But
not before he makes 5 botches in the match, because that's Bobby Lashley right now.
Oh, yeah, he's killed almost countless people. At the World's Greatest Royal Rumble, dropped... who did he drop on his head? Big Cass. He went for Big Cass. He went for the delayed suplex, and it turned into a brain buster, but it definitely was not supposed to be one. The next match, Ember Moon versus Alexa Bliss. Moon defeated Bliss. What's going on with Alexa Bliss? Why is she...
Well, I mean, this is just a solid match. It's also getting some more momentum for Ember Moon, which she needs, obviously, as a call-up. But then also, I feel like Alexa can take this loss. I don't think it really hurts her at all.
No, it doesn't, but she's been on a losing streak for quite some time. I mean, maybe she picks up victories here and there, but, the big matches that I can think of, she's lost.
Think of it like this. She's been losing. She's got to win eventually. If she keeps losing like this, you might see her win maybe the Money in the Bank.
Which is what I was about to say. I totally agree with that.
The option has been thrown out there. I think that would be the way they can go. I would like to see someone else have a chance at the title, though. It's the thing. Bliss obviously already had it for a pretty long time. Obviously, she's a good champion. She deserves it and everything. Great. So if they decide to go with that move, I'm totally okay with it. But again, I was just like to see other people have an opportunity at the championship.
Well, you have to figure it's going to be a Raw superstar because I think The Miz is winning the SmackDown.
Thank you.
Yeah. You agree? Anyone else agree with that? Or?
I need to see everyone that's involved in it, but as of now, The Miz has won it before. Maybe they go with a different route and give it to somebody new that hasn't had the opportunity to hold the briefcase. But I'm all for The Miz. I'm a huge Miz fan. I think he's improved immensely in the ring and on the mic. There's no one better in the WWE right now. On the microphone, it's him and Owens and Cena when he appears. Are the three best on the microphone.
And I think a briefcase always works better with the heel characters.
Of course it does.
If we're keeping it on Raw for the woman, I would say it's either Alexa Bliss or maybe Ruby Riott, who I think wins the gauntlet tonight.
Yes, I was just going to say that because you have the 7-woman gauntlet match between the Riott Squad, Sasha Banks, Bayley, Dana Brooke. And then,
Dana Brooke?
Yeah, it just came out of nowhere.
Wow.
And then just one more, I think.
Mickey James?
Mickey James, that's right. Thank you.
It's weird that they're doing both of these Money in the Bank matches, but I'm interested to see, again, if a babyface wins it, because when's the last time a babyface held the Money in the Bank briefcase? Because last year they had
Corbin and Carmella.
Probably when Ambrose won it and then cashed in right away.
Okay, yeah. So we'll see. We'll have a full list, though, of who's actually in these matches because it's not confirmed
well, the only other person that needs to for the men's is most likely going to be Samoa Joe.
It's Joe versus Bryan on SmackDown.
And I think Samoa Joe's going to win it. Because
I hope so. And Daniel Bryan's my favorite wrestler. But
Samoa Joe I feel like needs to be in this match.
I agree.
Big Cass gets back involved in that. So.
Yes, that's what I expect, something like that to happen.
And then it has more build to it for...
And hopefully Joe wins it. That's who I want to win it. Samoa Joe, baby.
Him, KO, again, The Miz. Other than those three...
The thing with Samoa Joe, though, he doesn't need it. His character, The Miz is kind of a cowardly character. It would be perfect for him. I know we've seen it before, but you want to get him back on top of SmackDown.
Yeah, but I wouldn't mind Joe winning it and then just saying something along the lines of, I'm cashing this in, SummerSlam, and, kind of not doing the chicken, poop heel thing and just, cashing in when someone's down. And maybe this could turn him, sort of babyface. I mean, Joe was a great babyface. You're talking about impact babyfaces. Samoa Joe is the face of the franchise for TNA for 10 years or so.
But think about this right now, because I saw this idea thrown out on Twitter, and again, I always say this on the show. Obviously, everything on Twitter is just all theories. It's fans coming up with stuff. Not always is 100%. But imagine AJ Styles versus, just say, Daniel Bryan for the WWE Championship at SummerSlam.
That's
and then
amazing.
Daniel Bryan wins, and then you have the Miz cash in on him, and then you have that feud from there. I feel like that's perfect.
That is
that's
great.
Beautiful.
Or even if the Miz cashed in the same night in the Last Man Standing match, and then you have Daniel Bryan beat him at SummerSlam, another great moment.
Yeah, either way, I feel like any way that you can capitalize on doing Daniel Bryan versus the Miz in that type of way, I think it's a perfect scenario.
Yeah, again though, that's something that I don't think needs the title because it has so much history involved with it.
Yeah, but you could say that for a lot of people. We've been saying about AJ Samoa Joe, but sometimes the title makes it better.
That's true. But, these two have been linked ever since Bryan was brought into the company. Miz was his, NXT Pro. I don't know if you remember the show NXT before it became what it is.
The first one ever, yeah.
Yeah, and, that was, the genesis of the Daniel Bryan character that we know of today was from those, episodes of NXT. But let's move on to the next match on the card for Raw. And by the way, you're listening to the Squared Circle right here on the voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC. I'm Justin Greenberg along with Joe Ritter, Dominic Arbolino, and Jake the Snake
Damisa.
There you go. All right, so let's talk about No Way Jose versus Baron Corbin. All right, that's enough talking about that. Let's move on to Breezango versus the B Team. And now the B Team defeated Breezango. So this
undefeated still.
So this is interesting. Now, do you think Breezango, rather the B Team, did they get the title shot? Is that where they're going with this?
Yeah, they're going to get a title shot at Money in the Bank against Bray Wyatt and Matt Hardy.
Unfortunately.
And they're going to go there. They're probably going to lose, and then they're probably going to become part of the Woken family, because that was the only two guys, that little faction they didn't go to when they were looking for a new gimmick. So I think you're going to see the B Team get kind of eaten up into Woken Warriors or something
great.
like that.
Dom, I heard you talk under your breath saying that's stupid. Did you say that?
I don't like it. I'm going to be honest. I don't like this. I don't like that the tag team division now, especially on Raw, is just so weak. I don't like it at all. I feel like during the shakeup, you could have taken advantage of these SmackDown Live tag teams and brought some of them to Raw, because I feel feel like it's still so powered on SmackDown. I mean, they still got Gallows and Anderson, who obviously wasn't doing that much on Raw, but still like a natural tag team, and that was just brought over. I feel like they're not doing enough.
I agree with that. Raw does need tag teams for SmackDown, but you have Drew McIntyre and Dolph Ziggler as the next contenders. Now, Joe Ritter, I listen to the show. I know him personally. Some of his ideas are really, really bad. I'll admit it.
That's
but
true.
what I just heard with the B team joining the Woken